Okay, so we are going to talk about specifically problem number 4. Okay, so it says that the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 6x minus 6.3. The thing that we need to know and remember about an equilateral triangle is that an equilateral triangle is special in that all 3 sides, I know that this is not the greatest triangle, but that's okay, are equal. Hence the word equilateral triangle. So they're saying that the perimeter of this equilateral triangle is 6x minus 6.3. That means that the entire distance around the outside edge of the triangle is 6x minus 6.3. Part A says, find the side length of this triangle, then draw a triangle and label its sides to represent the situation. Okay? So if this is the perimeter right here, and we know all 3 sides are the same, what we're going to do is we're going to take the total perimeter, which is right here, and because there are 3 sides, all we have to do is divide that by 3. So remember that when we are doing division these days, we like to set division up as a fraction. So here we have an expression that says 6x minus 6.3 divided by 3. That is going to give us our perimeter. So all we have to do is we have to take each one of these terms, I'm going to change color here, and divide each one of those by 3. Well, I know that 6 divided by 3 is 2x. And I know that 6.3 divided by 3, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, so it's 2.1. Because of this negative right here, it's going to be negative 2.1. So that means that this is the length of one of the sides, right? Because we divided the whole perimeter by 3. That means that there are 3 of these. So this is going to be the side length. So it'll be 2x minus 2.1, 2x minus 2.1, and then we've got 2x minus 2.1. We're not going to be able to figure out the exact measurement, right? We don't have enough information for that. So we're just going to leave it as that expression, 2x minus 2.1. Part B says, okay, well, now that we know the side lengths, it says write an expression to represent the triangle's perimeter as the sum of its side lengths. So if I took each one of those side lengths and added them together, what would that look like as an expression? Okay, well, the first side is going to be 2x minus 2.1. We're going to add that to the second side length, which is also 2x minus 2.1. And we'll add that to the third side length, which is also 2x minus 2.1. So what this does is it shows, okay, here is the side 1, here is side 2, here is side 3. We add them all together, and that'll tell us what the perimeter of the triangle is. But again, this is just an expression. We're just showing how we could write the expression by showing a sum of its sides. Okay, and then part C says, okay, well, why would you want to represent the triangle's perimeter with one of the expressions you wrote in part B rather than 6x minus 6.3? Okay, so the other thing is that, let's go back up to part B. We're also supposed to write it as another way, this way right here, a perimeter as a product. Product means multiplication. So this is as a sum. Product means I'm multiplying something. Well, if all 3 sides are the same, and I have 3 sides, it means I'm going to multiply 3 times the side length, which is 3x minus 2.1. All right, so that's the 2 different ways I could show the same information. Okay. So now it says, well, why would you choose maybe the sum expression over the product expression? That's what part C is. And why would you choose one of those over this one? Remember when we were talking on Tuesday that when we're writing expressions, the reason why we change the way they're written is sometimes to give us more information. What is the point of the expression? Is the point of the expression to just kind of give me an overall total? Or is the point of the expression to give me more information so that I can make deductions easier? So let's talk about what each one of these expressions tells me. If I go back to the original expression up here and I say this is the perimeter, there's no way for me to look at that and know that there are 3 sides. There's no way for me to look at that and know that all 3 sides are the same. There's no way for me to look at that and even know that I have, or what the length of each side is. Okay, so all that tells me is that this is the total of all of the 3 sides. That's it. If I didn't know, if they didn't tell me that it was an equilateral triangle, I would not know that based off that expression. Okay, so, but if I look at my expression down here where we broke it down as to the sum, if I look at that expression, I know that I have let me change colors so we can see it again. I know that I have 1, 2, 3 sides. I can also see that all 3 sides are exactly the same. And I know that each one of those sides is 2x minus 2.1 units long. So that sum expression actually gives me a lot of information. Okay, if we look at the product expression, that also gives me the number 3. It tells me I have 3 of something, and then this is what that something is. Okay, so it kind of gives me the same information as the sum. The only difference is that if I didn't know that I was talking about a triangle, or if I didn't know that I was finding the area or finding the perimeter, then it wouldn't be super easy for me to know, okay, well, 3, am I multiplying 3? Is 3 the length of the side? And 2x minus 2.1 the number of sides that I have? Or is 2x minus 2.1 the length of the side and 3 is how many sides I have, right? So I don't know really which is which. And so, yes, I can deduce that given the information that I already knew, but if I just look at that expression, it doesn't share that. So this expression up here actually gives me the most information. It tells me I have 3 of these sides, and if I add them together, I get a total, and they're all the same, and they're all 2x minus 2.1. Okay? And so we need to put that into words down here as to why you would rather have one versus the other. Okay, and that wraps this up. So what I want you guys to do now, after you have answered all of the questions, so you should have already answered questions 1, 2, and 3. Those are just discussion questions. And again, if you were struggling with understanding those, you need to read what I put in on those pages as those responses and make sure you understand that. And at the very least, you need to make sure you have those responses put down into your textbook. Okay. Also, you need to have all of this work that we just did on number 4, parts A, B, and C, also recorded in your textbook. Once you have all of that completed, then you may go ahead and start on your review problems that I will be handing out.